Welcome to another episode of Outside Shots on this fantastic Monday morning. I got Flex from Jump Shot Eddie Johnson next to me with the sunglasses on. Why the sunglasses, Eddie? What's going on?
Because I'm cool.
Oh, yeah? Is that's it? That's all you got?
That's how I roll.
Yeah.
That's how I roll normally. You see me around town. You see me hanging out. I got my different types of shades on. Just try to be incognito.
Okay. All right.
You know, even when I got a sun shirt on, it don't matter. I can still hide a little bit. Until they look at my biceps, then they say, "Oh, that's it."
Oh my gosh,
But other than that, just try to be cool.
All right. How was your weekend?
I just thought I'd just lay back a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't have any gummies or anything like that.
All right. Well,
okay,
yeah.
I mean, it's the summertime. It's
is
hot.
It is
Man,
very
it's hot. It's hot. It is hot.
Yeah.
Man, I went to play golf the other day.
Yeah. Where?
Man, I played at Estancia.
Okay.
Yeah, played with my doctor who just retired. I'm gonna give you a little love, James Gannum. But anyway, little punk beat me, man. He rarely beats me, so it's good for me to give him some money every now and then. Man, it was 116 out there, man. He set the tee time for 8 o'clock. I say, dude, you set the tee time in the summer for 6, man. You know, it's a prestigious golf course, man. They don't even open till 7. What, they trying to kill people out there? Man, it was hot, man. I went home, seriously. I slept, first time since I was, you know how it was. We were athletes, we were young, our body's still growing. You could sleep 12 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I slept 14 hours.
Oh, my God.
I'm not kidding you.
Wow.
The other half was coming there checking in on me like, you okay? Something wrong with you?
We got to
like,
call an ambulance.
Man, I was in a drug stupor, man, and didn't do any drugs.
Wow.
You know, that's crazy. Yeah, man.
That's kind of funny because Saturday I woke up at 10:30 and I haven't woke up at 10:30 in the morning for at least 20 years. Wow, man. I don't know.
Really?
Maybe it's something in there.
You know, you're an Army guy.
Air
What
Force.
is the Army?
Come
Air
on
Force.
now.
Did you fly planes?
No.
Well, don't say Air Force. You were just in the force. I mean, you can't, you didn't fly planes. You in the force. You ain't in the air. You was on the ground.
You do realize every branch of service has airplanes, right?
I do. But the Air Force is like...
You know that not every person in the Army is infantry, right? You know that not every Marine goes and kicks doors down in the middle of Fallujah, right?
I do.
Are you sure you know that?
Yeah, so it's like
because
a team.
that's such an ignorant statement to say that because I didn't fly planes. I wasn't really in the Air Force.
It's like a team.
That's right. And how does an airplane get up in the air? You need a team around it.
I agree. I'm not fighting you on that. I'm not. Seriously.
I think that might be one of the first times where I like truly got offended.
Just ignore him. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I was out there doing my job while you were laying down in the cut, being nice and cushy. Plays
I'm blue in the
Scottsdale, playing out there playing golf and all that stuff.
I will say till I'm blue in the face. I appreciate you for your service. I have so much respect for you for doing that because a lot of people did not do that. They didn't go there. They might have read books about it as I did, but I'm never going to disrespect you that way. I'm just saying it's almost like the basketball team. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, they're the tough.
So everybody else ain't really on the team. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, everybody else is a role player.
But they're still on the Suns, though.
Yeah, but you kind of cut it down a little bit.
This guy.
Did he just call you the Eric Gordon of the Air Force?
He basically just said I was the Landry Shamet of the Air Force.
Oh my gosh,
superstars.
That's
the most disrespectful thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
They're superstars. They're superstars. And then you might have a star.
EJ.
Then you might have a role player.
EJ.
So listen, I just broke it down a little bit. I said force. You're in the force. That's a powerful word.
Let me tell you something about.
Hey, look up the definition of force.
Let me tell you something
That is the most powerful word, right?
EJ. Let me tell you something about
Look
me,
up that
dog.
definition.
Hey, I was no slouch. I was a 3-time NCO of the year. Like, my shit did not stink. I was a superstar.
It didn't stink.
It was superstar,
That's getting
man.
a little personal,
Come on now.
man. That's getting a little
Superstar right
personal.
here.
Superstar in your role? Is that
Superstar, period.
Okay,
Let's go.
can you look up force?
Okay,
What's the
force.
definition?
Strength or energy as an attribute of physical action or movement.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
I brought the force, man.
But the ones in the air, they bought they was like up there, like in trouble. Radars trying to seek them out, take them out. They were up in there doing like, 360s and and having dog fights. That's all. I mean, it's.
I think Eddie watched Top Gun before he came in today.
Did you watch like a World War II flick before you came in here or something?
I was a role player, so I started like I was like my first 5 or 6 years, but then after that I was a role guy, and they treated me like a role guy.
But you still were a part of the Rockets or the
I
Hornets.
was a part of it, but I wasn't a
or the
king.
Suns or the Kings.
I wasn't a king. I wasn't like Tom Chambers. I wasn't Kevin Johnson at that time. They were the stars.
You know what I like to
they
think
were
of it
making
as?
all NBA.
This is what it is, okay? Listen, without Gary Payton, there is no Sean Kemp. That's how it is. That's how the support
Sean Kemp, there's no Gary Payton.
Listen, the support on the flight lines to get those aircraft up in the air so the pilots can do their job, one doesn't happen without the other. So that, friends, is what we call teamwork. And this is piss poor teamwork right here. Right. Anyway, the Suns just finished up their summer league. We'll get back to actual basketball now. They just finished up summer league. But EJ, we could go and talk about these rookies and make our, inaccurate assessments all day long. But what I really want to talk about is kind of debunking some of either the myths or things that maybe you think will actually happen this year. And I want to kind of reset a little bit of expectations. Let's start off with Bradley Beal. He has really got a lot of flack over the course of the offseason because people look at that salary and they look at the expectations and they don't feel like he met those. All right. So Bradley Beal will be the third best player of the big three and potentially be in the running for an all-star game this year. True or false?
True. Look, Bradley Beal can play. And all you people out there, you're just in the moment. Like, you can't be in the moment with tremendous players that have done the job over their career. It's unfortunate that Bradley Beal has had some missteps with his body and he's had some injury. Okay? That's something that you can't avoid. What you can do is look at the fact that dude has never been out of shape with the eyes. Huh? Dude got a body. Like, you can tell that the dude's working out. He's like not Zion that we can say, oh, we know why he got hurt. Look at him. He's overweight. You can't say that about Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
Like, it's unfortunate. But when the guy's healthy, led the league in scoring 2 years. The dude can play. Now it's about making it work. And hopefully Mike Budenholzer can make it work. Like, these three guys together can maybe stay healthy, right? Knock on wood. Knock on wood, right?
There's a table right in front of you, but okay.
I couldn't reach that far. Knock on wood. And we'll see what happens. But Bradley Beal can play, man. Stop it, people. Like, we saw a little bit of it, Saul, at the end of the year.
Yes.
We saw him when he went on his little run. He was healthy. We saw it. Just let it play out, man. It didn't play out last year for a lot of reasons.
Do you feel like he, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe at points and times of the year or even in the playoffs, maybe lost a little bit of confidence?
Of course, everybody does. And anybody that doesn't, they can go kick rocks because they're lying. Everybody, in every walk of life, you're going to reach a point where you lose confidence, no matter how dominant you have been.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. You're going to reach a point where things just aren't going your way. Golf makes you do that, right? Like, golf is that one sport that you can have 2 birdies and all of a sudden, they call it post-birdie, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you had 2 birdies and the next drive you think you're feeling good, you get up there and you shank it right into the woods.
Yeah.
Like, it's that kind of mentality. And so people got to understand that everybody has, rough patches. I used to drive me nuts when players would say, "Oh, I think every shot I shoot is going in." No, you don't. As soon as it leaves your hand, you pretty much know that damn ball's not going in. And what do? You either chase it or you stand there and just punish yourself because you know it's not going in.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, you have to admit it. And I think that's what, all players do. And I think that's what he did. Of course his confidence got down.
Yeah.
It was at times Kevin Durant's confidence got down. He's one of the best scorers in the history of this game. Okay? But we can see it's times when he couldn't buy a shot, and you could tell that he put his head down to try to figure it out. We've seen it with Devin. We saw it with Michael Jordan. It doesn't matter how great a scorer you are. They're going to keep shooting. They're going to keep doing it, but it doesn't mean that they're shooting with confidence. Mm-hmm. I was a scorer. I was a shooter. Many times I was like, damn, I can't make a bucket.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's happening? Like, yeah, you have to self-heal yourself. And so, no, of course, confidence goes down.
Okay. All right. I wanted to get your perspective on that. I think Bradley Beal is the key to all this, because if he plays at a very high level, then obviously it goes without saying the Suns are a completely different team, especially if they can find the chemistry. And it took them a little while to kind of find it. And I would argue that they still didn't really find that good flow. But I also would argue, and here's my second point, I think that the coaching staff last year didn't do a good enough job in setting the players up for success in terms of holding them accountable, but also their designs, their plays, just their philosophy on defense. I thought everything was a little erratic. True or false? Mike Budenholzer will do a significantly better job in making sure he takes advantage of the Phoenix Suns' strengths and weaknesses than the previous regime.
He'll do a better job because he has the advantage of watching Vogel have his struggles, and now he knows that he can't do that or do this, right?
Ooh,
Case in point.
Hey, that's why they pay him the big bucks. You see how he just did that? I like that, man.
Yeah, case in point. Check it out. Like Steve Kerr. Mm-hmm. Steve Kerr chose Golden State over New York and everywhere else, right? Mark Jackson was ridiculed for things he didn't do, even though he improved the Golden State Warriors. Took them from a 20-something win team to 50 one year, and then Steve Kerr takes over. He's heard all the negativities about Mark Jackson and what Mark did that they didn't like. He did opposite and raised it up to a different level. That's what happened. So Mike Budenholzer, yeah, he's going to take it to another level because he knows what the mistakes were with these three guys. So of course he will. And it makes it easier. But he's also a very good coach, obviously. He won a championship. Man, he came back 0-2 on us and kicked our butt. So we know what he can do. He's had success in Atlanta when they had one of the best records in the league. Put, 4 guys on the All-Star team?
Yeah.
And those 4 guys weren't perennial All-Stars, okay? So we know what he can do. And so I look forward to what he does with this team.
When you talk to Mike Budenholzer behind the scenes and you in just conversations, I don't know how many conversations you have, what's the one thing that you think will surprise players when they engage with him, or maybe they've been surprised in terms of his approach into making sure that that everything is going the right way? Is it the way his demeanor is it how curt he can be maybe with players? Is he curt with players? I don't know.
I think the first thing he needs to do, and he has to have this discussion, obviously, with Devin, Katie, and Brad, that those 3 have to allow him to go at them. They have to allow it, man. And I believe he's going to do it. He's got to call them out, especially when you have a top-heavy team. And you have some guys on the team that's fragile mentally because they haven't been thrust into a situation where they're playing heavy minutes and where they're heavily counted on. And so you got to give them confidence. And the way to give them confidence is really for the other players, the star players, to accept criticism, because they're going to get criticized. They're going to get screamed at more than those 3. They're going to get ridiculed in and out of the lineup more than those 3. And so they have to stay with their confidence. And one of the ways to help them is for them to know that he's just not pointing the finger at them for struggles. Like, oh, yeah, he got on KD. I got to take it, right? And I think it evolves from there. And I think he'll do it. He's going to have to do it because there's going to be some stretches early on. Here we are again, new coach, new players, and we're going to have a period where we're adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing as we had last year. And so now, how does he speed up that process? And I think he will. I think he will, man. And I think the desperation is with those three, too. Those three know that they're going to be under the microscope this year.
Yeah.
And but they also know they won 49 games and rarely played together.
What's more fearful? Is it not meeting expectations or realizing, and I'm not trying to disrespect any of the big three at all whatsoever, but there's a timeline here. And and for Kevin Durant, as he gets older and older, obviously the opportunities become a little bit more difficult and less. And at some point, LeBron and KD are going to be done. And knowing that you're coming down to the last 5-6 years of your career, what's worse? Knowing that's, if you don't take advantage of this, that might be that last opportunity, or not meeting expectations when they're built so high.
Repeat that last statement.
Not meeting expectations when they're so high. Like, for instance, getting swept this year. Is that worse? Or is it, knowing that the end of your career is coming and knowing that this might be the last opportunity you have to win a championship and not taking advantage of that?
It's precious without a doubt. But what I always say, and I think I've said it before to you, KD's won his titles. He's got to be pushed. Like, anybody that's won their titles, they got to be pushed, man. And they expect to be pushed. They want to see that your desperation is to win a title, which steps up and elevates their game. And I think that part falls on Devin Booker and Bradley Beal to continually push KD, who, when it's all said and done, he is a champion. He can walk in a room with NBA champions that have won finals MVPs, and he can walk in there, regardless what people think, that he went to Golden State to do it and all that. Well, he still went to Golden State, became the best player, in my estimation, in those 2 years, and he got finals MVP in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There you go. And so he has that mantle and, well, that trophy on that mantle. And so those two guys have to push him, and all the other guys as well. And yeah, his age plays in it too. So now you don't want to tax him as much. He's getting these little injuries. He recuperates extremely fast. He does a tremendous job of getting himself back right. He takes care of his body to the highest level. And so we know that he's going to make sure that he's back on the court. Mm-hmm. And that's the key right there. So yeah, I think he is very important to this team. They really have to take care of him this year. They truly do, man. And that's up to Bradley Beal and Devin Booker.
Yeah. Well, speaking of taking care, there's two positions that everybody's been talking about this offseason that could help take care of the big three. And that's low post, and mostly you're centered on focusing on Yusuf Nurkic, and in the front court, or the backcourt, I should say, with now getting Monte Morris as part of your guard lineup. Mm-hmm. So which is more important, point guard play or effectiveness at the rim for the bigs?
Come on, you already know. Point guard play, man.
Okay. One can make the argument that if Yusuf Nurkic shoots 60% at the rim, which is not absurd, the Suns are a completely different team.
You can make that argument, but you can also make the argument that the most important part and the most power that this team has is in their three scorers that are high-level scorers. These are high-level scorers. These are guys that can score 30 a game any given night, all three. And you want to make their job easy and put them in position to do, number one, what they're excellent at, and that's scoring. The other stuff is a bonus, but you don't want to tax them with having to do the other stuff. Like, for instance, you like KD to go ahead and get his share of rebounds, but you don't want him in there battling for rebounds all the time. Mm-hmm. You want him out on the break, right? You want Devin out on the break. So the other guys have to do a ton of the rebounding. That'll be the part of their job, right? Yeah, those guys got to block out. They got to do the necessary things, but you want them out to do what they do well, devastate you on the other end. Because before it's all said and done, team who scores the most points wins.
Yeah.
That's it. That team who gets the most rebounds, okay? or gets the most steals. It's the team that scores the most points. And those three guys are three of the best scorers in the game. And last year when they brought them together, people said the Suns would be the highest scoring team they've seen in a long time. Well, it didn't happen. So we got to get them back into their realm of what they do well, and that score the ball. So for me, a point guard is going to help that, because a point guard is just going to take the responsibility out of their hands in regards to dribbling the damn ball up and getting double teamed as soon as they cross half court. Mm-hmm. And that's what teams are going to do. Teams are going to say, oh, Devin's bringing it up. Fine, let's go double him. Get the ball out of his hands. And so now it's going to be hard to get it back to him. Instead of like, oh, Devin's below the free throw line, he's popping up for a play, boom, he catches the ball, that's a problem. So it's that kind of thing I think is very important for this team this year. And I really, truly believe they're going to focus on that.
Do you believe that this team can elevate their what's the best way to say that? Not achievement, but their performance, their effectiveness. Do you think that this team could be more effective from the 3-point line if they're shooting it the way Coach Bud wants them to, by shooting like probably 35, 40 plus threes a night? Do you think that this team has the ability to be a high-level 3-point shooting team?
It should be, because you got three tremendous scorers, which means you can't double. And you're only going to double off certain guys, right? So, but if you got those three and you got Grayson out there, like, okay, you want to double. It's one guy that you probably can double off of, whoever that fifth guy is going to be, mm-hmm. right? And that's pretty much it, right? So we know Royce O'Neal is very streaky with his threes. But, if he's shooting flat-footed and he's wide open, I can pretty much surmise he'll shoot anywhere from 38 to 40% if they're wide open. If they're contested, and I think a lot of his threes were contested last year when they picked him up, then his percentage is going to go down.
Yeah.
So that's how it plays out. So, no, I think they'll be a very good shooting 3-point team. It's all based on their offense. Now, I know Bud likes to run that 5-out offense and everybody spread around the floor. And that was more so for Giannis in a lot of ways, because they wanted to keep it open for Giannis to be able to get to the rim. But, the Suns aren't like aggressive drivers, but they can drive the ball in half-court offense. So, it'll be a little bit different, I would assume. But, yeah, I think their 3-point shooting will be much improved.
You think Yusuf Nurkic is going to shoot more threes? Because 5-out's going to be really hard with Yusuf.
Well, I think that's why I say that's why I don't think 5-out will be a normal part of that offense all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Mason Plumlee he can't even shoot threes that well.
He can barely shoot free throws.
But he can really pass the ball on the perimeter. He can put it on the floor and be a little creative at times, especially off the rebound, pushing the ball up the floor. But no, look, everybody can't be Boston. Yeah. Boston got 5 guys out there that can all shoot threes. Like, there's no team in the league other than Boston that they say, I can put 5 guys out here and we're going to shoot threes very well. Mm-hmm. Like, Oklahoma City might be the closest, but, Lou Dort's going to be up and down a little bit for them with his threes. And then last year they had Josh Giddey, and he obviously struggled from 3. He's in Chicago now, but Boston is really the only team that you can say, man, and New York probably. And you could put New York in that if they go with Randall at the 5, they got 5 guys, but Josh Hart is up and down, right, with his threes. Boston is pure. Everybody can shoot the 3. And I think then they bring Horford in, or they start him, whatever. It's another guy that can shoot the 3. So then Hauser, bring him in. He shoot the 3. Pritchard, shoot the 3. No team like that. Yeah. They're the only team that's like that. So, but the Suns can put, 4 guys out there that can make the 3. And, man, that's pretty damn good.
That's pretty damn good. All right. Well, listen, that was a nice little kind of expectations kind of reset there for you guys. I just wanted to make sure that, we had a proper perspective as best we can as we move closer to the season. We're going to have a lot more, obviously, on PHNX Suns if you guys watch the show. And just a reminder, we do have 2 shows for the next 3 weeks, a week, every Monday and or Thursday or Friday. This week it'll be on Friday. So
they're working me hard, man.
Yeah, hey,
understand it.
There was a lot of vacation time in the last month and a half there, Eddie, and we have to make up
some summertime,
some shows.
Still vacation time.
So,
July.
Also, thank you to everybody that's in the chat. Everybody's been killing it. Hello, Amelia. There's other people up in the chat that I can't see because our producer won't scroll. There we go. Ted Offensive. Kevin Durant in the chat. Oh, nice to see you, Kevin. I hope you're having a good time with the Olympic team. We do have one super chat, one question for you, EJ, and it is from Psycho Blue, $10. Appreciate you, Psycho Blue. EJ, are you excited for the Olympic 3-on-3? The return of Gymmermania, a lady in a burqa who balls like Luka, and a Serbian whose legal name is Stranja, and black top name is Dr. Strange.
Yeah, I like that. I like the fact that 3-on-3 is a part of it. I wish they had that when I first retired.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, I would have been lethal. Lethal. Let me tell you something. I thought about the 3-on-3 when it first started. Like I went in the gym, started shooting around a little bit.
With the Ice Cube 3-on-3?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I went in the gym, started shooting around a little bit. And I said, nah, can't do it. Can't do it, man. Them dude's crazy, man. Them dudes be out there sweating and just, I mean, it looked like they just going nuts out there. So no.
Okay.
But I like that. I like that competition. I truly do.
3-on-3, what I love about 3-on-3 is like, yeah, you're gonna, if you're talented in basketball, you're talented in basketball. But there's an effective way to win 3-on-3 games if you just know how to be fundamentally solid.
Yeah.
It basically, it's at its core. 3-on-3 is pass and screen away, roll to the basket, flash. Like it's all the fundamentals, and that's what I loved about it. And back in the day, for those of you who don't know, the Arizona Center is in downtown Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have the Hoop It Up 3-on-3, the Gus Macker 3-on-3, the Festival 3-3, all in these streets, all around downtown Phoenix. That. And we come down here and we play in these tournaments, man. It was like the funnest time of my life playing in those 3-on-3 tournaments, man. I wish they brought that back a little bit.
It's just hard, though. It's hard because you got to have so many officials out there.
Yeah.
So
well, no, they don't do officials. It's call your own fouls.
No, well, that's the problem. That's the problem. Come on, man.
Listen,
Come on.
man.
I grew up in the city. Man, please, if you call foul, then you got to be ready to fight after that.
They had court monitors who would ultimately have the last say.
Yeah, well.
They weren't really referees, though.
Okay. Well, they need something out there.
You had to pray that you had a good court monitor.
I used to go to UCLA and play with Magic. Like, it wasn't 3-on-3. It was just go there, all the pros go there and play.
Because
every time the game, if you lose, you pretty much just go home.
Yeah.
Like, it was like 20, 30 pros in the gym. So it's like they had 2 courts running. But still, I mean, you had to sit for a bit if you lost. And Magic hated to lose. So funny. And he wouldn't even say foul. Like somebody touch him and he missed the shot at the end game.
You start walking to the side.
No, ball. I'm like, did nobody touch you? Ball. It's Magic. What are you going to do? Go ahead, man.
Man, I hate playing with the guys like that. Oh, man.
Buck said, see, Magic's name really, amongst his friends and close confidants, is not Magic.
Oh. You don't have to say it if you don't want to.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not Magic. It's
what is
Buck.
It? Buck.
Yeah.
Why?
That's his nickname.
Buck.
Isn't that amazing? Now, he got one of the most well-known nicknames in the history of sports, right? And he's got the nerve to have another one. What kind of ego Magic you got? I'm going to send this to him. I'm going to send this tape to him. What kind of ego you got to have two nicknames?
Come on, Magic. Be better, huh? He's obviously part of your inner circle, obviously based off what he said about you over at that Martin Luther King celebration. So you can be part of our inner circle and Circle K's inner circle by going to download the Inner Circle app. You should do so today. It's fantastic. You get yourself a whole bunch of deals. You get 5 free drinks upon signups. You get 25 cents a gallon off for the first 5 fill-ups. It's worth its weight. It's free to do. All you have to do is join the Inner Circle by going to download the Inner Circle app on whatever app device you want to use. And again, on the screen, you can see 79 cents right now for a Polar Pop or a Froster, but you can get it for 69 cents if you become an Inner Circle member. So again, they have all the great snacks. You know what Circle K is all about. We love Circle K. They're great partners of ours. So check them out.
I go in Circle K and I drive an electric car.
because you're trying to support.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Snacks are everywhere, especially at Circle K. Circle K has millions of locations, so just check them out. You can get a locator on the app as well. Terms and conditions do apply, and see the show notes for details. All right. Listen, this was not going to be a long show, but we're already 35 minutes in, so that's great. Let's talk about the Olympic team.
Expo.
And the Olympic team, and one cool honor that happened just a short while ago.
He got that honor, so you get to wave the flag in Paris, my man. That's right.
First of all, Steph, appreciate it. Thanks for the words, man. And definitely being a kid, we all come from, different walks of life, different cities, different upbringings. I think the last thing on our mind we will ever have is carrying a flag representing our country during the Olympics. So it was never a thought, it was never a dream, but it's an absolute honor. And to be able to share that moment with you guys, it's going to make it even more memorable, So I appreciate it, man. Team USA has given so much to all of us, to me over the last 20 years, and I understand it right now in a country that's so divided. I hope this moment and that moment will, unite us or bring us together, even for those split seconds or those hours that we're traveling across that water in Paris. So I will hold that responsibility with a lot of honor, and just say appreciate it once again.
Sir.
Thank you, man.
So a couple things I want to point out before you give your thoughts, Eddie. It's interesting that obviously it's much deserved that LeBron is going to carry the flag. He's obviously represented the NBA and the country, with pride. Has won multiple Olympics. He's going for his fourth one now. Just an incredible career. So it's much deserved. I think what he said there, and we're not going to, ignore the elephant in the room. Yesterday was kind of a historical day in terms of Biden and what he's doing with the presidency and stepping down. And I think right now, the biggest thing that we've always preached over at PHNX is that I don't give a shit what affiliation you have. This is an open community because we all share the same common bond of basketball and loving the Suns. And I think, there's moments in life and there's moments on TV that it's okay to be unified in celebration. And I think the Olympics is one of those times where it doesn't matter. At least you hope it doesn't matter to a lot of people. That it's an opportunity for us to come together. And I think we just need a lot more of that, and it's just been so toxic. Listen, I think everybody's exhausted by every single time you get on social media or you look at the news. It's always like some angle, some slant against this guy or against this guy or against this woman or against this. Like it's exhausting. The whole thing is exhausting, and I'm over it. And so I'm looking forward to watching the Olympic Games and celebrating this phenomenal country that we do have. And I know a lot of people might be up or down on it, depending on how you're feeling and what kind of obstacles you feel like are in front of you. But at the end of the day, I do believe that, to our core, every person just wants the best for their families and their friends and for the country. And it's sad to see the division that we have. And I'm hoping that at some point, something's going to happen and bring us all together and make it stick, because we desperately need that as a country. That's one of the things that's been our calling card basically for the last 200 plus years. And I just hope it comes back because we desperately need it. Now, on to the U.S. Olympic team and LeBron carrying the flag. I think that's phenomenal. It isn't something that we think of growing up, really. It's not really at the top of our minds. We think about making it to the NBA or playing in college at a high level or whatever. And this is just another feather in the cap and a true honor to be able to represent your country at the very front of the line, which is just tremendous.
Well, that's extremely tremendous. And I think sometimes people don't understand how valuable these types of things are to athletes because they get so caught up in how much money they make, and all of that. And I try to tell people this, and it's strange, but it's true. It's almost like when you get a brand new car. I try to give people this example. You get a brand new car and you're all excited for it. You're washing it every day. You know, you're looking at it. You want to go out and drive it. And about a month and a half into having it, you ignore it. Like you're looking for something else, right? It's like buying a new outfit. And they got to understand something. Like, I understand these guys are making 40, 30, $50 million a year, and you think that they wake up happy every day. No, they wake up driven every day because the money, they have it now. So they're not thinking about it anymore. Matter of fact, a lot of them don't even call it money. They call it chips. They can do whatever they want. It's theirs. But my point is, it's on to something else. Like, so what's the next thing that I can accomplish? Well, one, hey, let's get a gold medal. Two, man, I want to be at the front of the line in the opening ceremonies. Like, that is something, man, that's amazing. That is an amazing accomplishment to be asked to do that. But it's only because of what he has done. No matter what you think about him, no matter how you feel, the dude has done it the right way. Like, might not been your way all the time. Might have said things during the course of your lifetime and his career that you didn't like. But more importantly, you got a body of Olympic people that says, you know what, LeBron James, we want you at the front of our line. That just goes to show you how much he has done in the positive way to be able to be asked to do that. Out of amongst all the great athletes that's going to be at the Olympic Games. Man, that's special, man. That's something that I think he'll have wherever his trophy room is, right? Probably got a couple of them, but where the main trophy room, that right there is going to be at the forefront, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just a once in a lifetime experience, man. And yeah, it's a tremendous honor. It's going to be really cool to watch Team USA, who did struggle the other day against South Sudan, barely beating them by one, really struggled busting it down the stretch. And I think Team USA has finally gotten to the end where they just want to be like, let's just get to the Olympics and get this started, right? But you know, unfortunately, we do have a little bit of ignorance, and that comes courtesy of Paul Pierce and his comments about South Sudan.
South Sudan. Y'all need to see what they look like, though. Man, they probably ain't got nobody over 6'3". we got South Sudan. They sitting there laughing, man. No, what I'm saying, like, Sudan, they should have just put Lithuania in, right? Yeah. Like, how did South Sudan get in? We might go.
Yeah, I
had to take my glasses off for that one.
Go ahead, EJ. I know.
First of all, let me protect Paul Pierce. Seriously, I like Paul Pierce. I've had an opportunity to sit in a room with him, sit at a dinner table with him. I just think he is an amazing guy. Okay, very nice, very complimentary. When you get on TV, you kind of change, and you have to a little bit, you know. And so that's why I took my sunglasses off. You know, now I'm serious, but I've been serious the whole time. It's not Paul's fault. Like a lot of young people, when I mean young, Paul's young compared to me. It was a stretch of time where history wasn't valuable anymore. Technology kind of took over. Mm-hmm. And history kind of took a back seat. I know when Saul and I was in school, one of the major classes was a history class.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you had to stand up, right? And, you know, the Pledge of Allegiance before class started. Mm-hmm. Like, it was all of that. You know, or it'll come over the intercom and everybody had to stand up throughout the whole school. Like, it was that kind of unity and understanding of history and American history. Now it's going away. And I'll go back to Paul in a second, but it's going away in that we're having people, young people that are politicians that have no sense of history, or they're embarrassed by history, and they don't want the young people growing up to know about how their ancestors were, and they're trying to erase it. They're trying to take it away. is the worst. Those politicians are the worst. You're trying to take away history? How can you take away history? You're not taking away your family's history. You do things with your family. Why can you take away the American history? Good or bad? Paul Pierce obviously, one, has no idea that the Sudan, in my opinion, based on what he was saying, and it's like about a 2-minute thing that he goes through, that was just a short version of it, that Sudan is in Africa. I don't think he knew. Because how in the heck can he say 6'3"? When you played against Hakeem Olajuwon, you played against Dikembe Mutombo. Luol Deng is 6'8". He's the president of that organization. How could you not know the Dinka tribe? They're the tallest people on earth. He's at 6'3". That's what I'm saying. He didn't know. He didn't know. And I know a lot of people out there didn't know. You study your history. If anything, you would say, man, them some tall dudes. Can they play? Okay. But them some tall, and they were tall. Did you all see that game?
Yeah.
Did you see him? 6'10", 6'9", shooting threes. So that was embarrassing, man. Paul just needs to go public and just say, man, I didn't know. Seriously, and that's okay. Everybody's not a geography major. Okay, we get it. All right, but still, man, like trying to be funny, that was totally embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was really embarrassing for him.
I mean, everybody gets caught slipping a little bit here and there. I know I've been guilty of having some really awful takes in the past. Yeah, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, that was out of left field. So.
Manute Bol.
Yeah.
Bobo's his son.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Boy.
6'3".
That is it for another episode of Outside Shots. We appreciate you all for joining us. Ted Offensive, I see you in the chat. Thank you so much. Everybody else, hello. Amelia, everybody, Psycho Blue for joining us today. You can catch us on Friday, same time. We have moved the time to 9 o'clock officially now because we were able to convince Eddie to just, sleep in a little bit. Because
I'm going to sleep. I get up at 5 a.m.
It helps everybody out.
Get up at 5 a.m.
So you can follow him.
Yoga.
I
do yoga at 5 a.m.
You can follow EJ at JumpShot8 on Twitter and on Instagram.
Want me to show you?
You can follow me at Saul Bookman on Twitter, on Instagram. Do what? Do what?
I can stand on my head right here.
No, man. No. Come on, man. You can't do that.
100% do it. 100% do it.
You really want to do that right now?
Man,
I'm going to cut the music. Come on. He's offering to stand on his head, man.
They don't have insurance here. I'm not going to do it.
You see that?
Got me all excited, right. Eddie.
Until Friday, we appreciate y'all for joining us. Follow the show and Suns tonight at 3 o'clock. PHNX Suns. They'll be going live, having a great show. Until next time, we love y'all. Peace.